Hey everyone, today I'm going to cover my 37-point pre-launch checklist for your e-commerce website store. Now, before I do, I just want to mention instant access by clicking the link below to my ebook on a 7-step framework on how I launch knockout products on Amazon. Check that out below. Now, I have set up over 100 e-commerce website stores in the last, 6 or 7 years. And in the most recent years, I've used Shopify, but I've used a lot of them. Volusion, 3D Cart, BigCommerce, WooCommerce, you name it. But today, I'm really going to be covering Shopify. Now, let's run over to the computer where I'll show it to you on the screen. Okay, so my 37 pre-launch checklist tips to get your e-com store ready for business. So number one starts the general category. So number one, add a custom domain. You want to change this domain from that default myshopify.com URL to your own custom domain like ABC Store. And you can do this by going to GoDaddy or Namecheap or another registrar to get a domain name. So number two is, once you get that domain name, set up a custom email for your customers to see, like help@abcstore.com. Number three, set up a support desk. So you're going to want to forward this email to your support desk. You won't always be able to solve your customers' issues all at one setting. You're going to have to go and check on things or wait. So using a help desk like Freshdesk will help you keep very organized with those customers, and they have a very robust free version. Little side note, responding very quickly to customers, even or especially when you have bad news, that helps make things much, much better. Number four, add additional sales channels. So if you have a blog or Pinterest or Facebook, Shopify makes this very easy, but you need to go in and activate these buttons and then make sure, double check that they're working before you launch. Number five, spelling and grammar. So when you finish building your site, go back and check your spelling. You'd be amazed how many people don't take this step, and it just doesn't look professional. It's good to get a second set of eyes on it, but you can also use a tool like Grammarly to help. Number six, install only the essential apps or plugins. Don't go crazy with too many because it could really slow down your site speed. Just use the essential ones from the main repositories, and you should be in much better shape. Some of those ones they want you to side load or alternatively load, not really the most reputable of plugins. Number seven, pre-launch marketing plan. Make sure you try to create a buzz prior to launching your website. So if you have an email list from previous customers or social media channels, something like that, let any and all of your followers know about your new store opening. Number eight starts our homepage checklist. So you want to edit the meta title and description. And this is mainly for SEO reasons, but also this is what shows up in search results. So don't overlook this step. A lot of people do, and it just doesn't look good when your site is finally shows in search results. Also in the title section, make sure that it starts with, for your homepage title, starts with the name of your store. Number nine, optimize images. So you want to make sure that all the images on your site are small in size. I would try to get them less than 150K. Smaller is better. And then also try to get them as dimensionally close in size as they are intended. So this also helps them load fast on your screen. So this keeps shoppers shopping. This keeps shoppers shopping, right? Number 10, we're ready to show the public. So by default, Shopify keeps your store from being seen with a password until you're ready. So be sure and go and turn off this functionality. It is like cutting the proverbial ribbon on the front door of your store. Number 11, other pages. Contact us page. This page is vital. So you want to encourage customers to reach out to you if they have any questions or concerns. And like it says, I've actually found the more I encourage this, the less people actually reach out to me because they feel comfortable, right? Make sure, double check that this email is being sent all the way to your help desk. Number 12, the About Us page. Again, vital, because on all websites, it's one of the most visited pages on websites. And it's really your chance to tell a story. So it may feel like busy work, but spend a little extra time on it. It can lead to more sales. The frequently asked questions page. You're a brand new store, so you probably don't have a lot of questions, but if you can try to anticipate some of these questions, it'll cut back on the amount of customer service that you're doing in the future. Number 14, returns and refund policy page. Be sure to have one of these. You can see here in orange, termsfeed.com is riddled everywhere. This termsfeed.com will help you get these pages generated so that you can copy and paste them onto your site. But you want to be able to be reputable and have these questions answered up front. Again, it just makes people feel comfortable. Same thing, terms of service page. This is more of a compliance issue, but if you are doing business in other countries other than the United States, then you want to have a good, sound terms of service page, especially if you're doing business in Europe or European countries. The GDPR came into effect earlier this year, so you want to be able to have that on there to satisfy those requirements. Number 16, the privacy policy page. Another requirement, and this one mostly has to do with advertising platforms. A lot of them make sure that you have this in place before they even let you run ads. Number 17 starts the theme. So you want to test all the menus on the theme of your store. Navigation is one of the most important elements. I think that goes without saying. So that, along with slow load times, lead to the highest bounce rates. So if your page is slow and people can't figure out how to use it, they're gone. So you want very clear and logical menus and categories. Very much look at adding a search feature, because this helps customers find what they're looking for fast. I think by now you found out that speed is what people are looking for. Number 18, save theme presets. So before making significant changes to your website, most themes will allow you to save different sections as templates or the entire theme. So this works great when you are testing out a new idea or making holiday changes, so that you can always revert back. Speaking of back, 19 is site backup. So as like with the theme presets, you want to try to back up as much as you can. I know that Shopify will allow you to keep short-term backups in some cases, but it is always a good idea to control the situation. So you can use an app like Rewind, and they'll automate this backup process for you. Number 20 starts the products checklist. Optimize product metadata, just like earlier with the homepage. Same thing here. Each one will have its own title and meta description, and this shows up in the search for you. So you want to use very accurate keywords, remove all the fluff, and get straight down to brass tacks on that. Number 21 is optimize image alt tags. This is very much overlooked. So many people don't do it, but search engines use this to deliver results. And additionally, use image file names in the same way. So if it's a picture of a brown leather jacket, title of the file should be brownleatherjacket.jpg or something. Number 22, product weights. Get into the habit of entering product weight information early on, because if you switch things down the road, you don't want to have to go back and play catch up. Especially if you want to use real-time carrier calculated shipping. This makes sure that you have the best and most accurate shipping fees in the cart. Number 23 is the currency. You want to choose your correct currency. And this is done in the store settings, but a lot of themes will accommodate currency switching. So this helps if people are in other countries or using other currencies, so that they understand what the final cost is and they don't get frustrated and just leave your store. Number 24 is sales tax. When you set up your store, just like earlier, the default tax rates are put into place based on your location that you provide. So, but the most successful sites that I have built and been involved with, we don't include sales tax. We just factor the tax into the price of the product, and we run that as a promotion that we pay the sales tax. Number 25, inventory tracking numbers. Again, kind of like the weight I said earlier, you want to get into the habit of having a good internal SKU number system. Because again, you never know where the future may hold for you. And if you go into a system where you're kind of running a third-party inventory management system, they almost solely rely on the SKU number for product identification. Number 26, the checkout page. Payment gateways. Tons of payment solutions that seamlessly integrate with Shopify. This is very handy to customers because they may not all have a PayPal or they may not all have an Amazon Pay wallet. But if you offer them different choices, odds are they're going to have one of them set up, and it just speeds them through the checkout process. So I would offer 3. Seems to be like the magic number. 2 is too few. 4 is too many. But 3 is just right. Number 27, automatic payment capture. So you want to be sure that in your gateway that it is set to automatic. You can do automatic or manual. So if you have a different kind of business where you just need to capture the authorization and then charge them money later, happens a lot like in hotels or reservation type of businesses. But if you're running a product-driven e-com store, do automatic payment processing and capture the payment immediately. Number 28, the cart page. This is usually the first step in the checkout process. So you want to set the tone for the conversion. You don't want to collect too much information. You just want to collect what you need and get people on to the next step. Number 29, collect customer emails. Customer email lists are the ultimate prize in the world of online selling. This practice alone could be the difference between success and failure. It will virtually be a free method of advertising down the road. And you want to make sure you have customized the checkout process so that the default opt-in for your newsletter is enabled. Number 30, enable abandoned cart sequence. There's no getting around shoppers leaving their items in their cart during their shopping session, but you need to be prepared in advance for this. So Shopify has an abandoned cart option, but there are more robust third-party apps. So either one you choose, the greatest chance to regain the interest of an abandoned cart is within the first 24 to 48 hours. And you've already spent marketing dollars, more than likely, trying to get them to your site initially. So, my recommendation is immediately go for like a 10% off coupon to get them back. Shipping, number 31, your shipping origin address. This is typically used to calculate the shipping cost. So you need to pay attention so that this calculation is correct. So if you're using a fulfillment warehouse like Amazon FBA, you need to double check what those rates are going to be as compared to what it would be from your shipping origin. Number 32, order fulfillment settings. Depending on whether you are manufacturing, wholesaling, drop shipping, etc., the way you fulfill your order will be different. So your 2 main options will be manual or auto fulfillment. Be sure to place a test run through your store to ensure this fulfillment process receives all the information it needs for success. 33, third-party fulfillment. If you're using a third-party fulfillment, when you're trying to vet who you're going to use, make sure they have a native or integrated system in place before you launch. That means native or integrated with Shopify. You don't want to have to figure this out after you open the front door of your store. Number 34, packaging and shipping. So if you do your own fulfillment, then you need to have plenty of packaging materials on hand. If you ship domestically, well, you can tap into USPS and get loads of free materials. But you want to make sure you have other things like other boxes, envelopes, peanuts, bubble tape, box cutters, etc. Number 35, order notifications. So regardless of the type of fulfillment you have, you're going to need to make sure that orders are sent directly and immediately to the people responsible for this. So you need to have a follow-up procedure in place and make sure you get order and shipment verification. Number 36, third-party shipping software. So again, if your business does its own fulfillment, use a shipping software solution like ShipStation. I've used them and they're great. This is going to make it easy to receive orders, especially if you have multiple warehouse locations, and then have multiple pre-established shipping accounts like USPS, UPS, FedEx, etc., all plugged in and ready to go so you can compare rates on different shipping boxes. This also allows for easy tracking and management. And last but not least, number 37, adding tracking and analytics. These are the big three, right? Facebook Pixel, Google Analytics, and Shopify reports. So Shopify makes it super easy to insert these tracking codes in your store. You just want to make sure they're implemented and working correctly. You can get the Facebook Pixel helper. It's a Google Chrome plugin. Make sure that's working. But this is going to allow you to start collecting that visitor data, and it will play a vital role in your future decisions, especially in your marketing campaigns. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I hope that you were able to get some takeaways from these tips on how to launch your e-com store. If you found it beneficial, please give me a like and be sure and subscribe to the channel for future updates. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.